First, congratulations on your decision to be a wellness advocate for what I believe is the world's best health and wellness organization. Now you have a big decision to make. Do you want to be average or do you want to be extraordinary? You're now at the intersection of excellence and mediocrity. 80% of the people on this planet take the path of mediocrity. 10% don't care and are at the bottom rung of life. That leaves the 10% of elite performance. It's no secret that most of us want to be successful. For the most of us, the formula for success is hidden. The mind is at the core of everything we do. If the mind is strong, there is nothing we cannot achieve. Yet so many people neglect the mind, ignore it, believing it will take care of itself. Not true. The mind needs to be trained, exercised. If it doesn't get exercised, atrophy kicks in. We lose control of who we are and what we are doing. The mind is like a muscle. It needs to be exercised regularly. I've seen many newborn babies of friends, relatives, church members, and team members. I have never seen a baby who knew it all, was born ready to walk, talk, and lead a great company. Neither do friends nor relatives gather around a window of the nursery and claim, "Oh look, he's a born genius." No one is born with the knowledge of how to drive a car. We are taught the skill. No one is born with the knowledge of how to read or write. None of these skills are innate. They all must be learned. Likewise, no one is born with the knowledge of how to think correctly. We need to be taught this. High school, college, at home, the mind is used more as a storage unit. But to think the right way, we need to train that. Welcome, I'm Dr. Craig Manning. For the past 2 decades, I have performed an in-depth study and extensive research into the secret of champions. Those elite business people, world-class athletes, performers, and ultra-successful neighbors who do extraordinary things. This research quest has brought amazing results and findings. Champions, or the elite of the elite, all have common psychological traits and habits. The research proves that champions are not born champions. They are made champions by acquiring and using specific skill sets. Using the Fearless Mind program, I've helped many individuals realize their dreams of becoming an Olympic and world champions. College athletes become pro athletes, and college athletes become national record holders. But the Fearless Mind program is not just about athletics. The secret of champions is about life, helping people like you become the highest performers at work, home, and school. In short, helping you become healthier, happier, and higher performing quickly. The results of my research can be summarized as this. Mental toughness is the ultimate differentiator. All things being equally, the mentally tough win every time. In short, the elite of the elite are willing to do what others are not willing to do. They have a fearless mindset. They never let fear decide their fate. They have a plan. They learn from other champions, which saves them time and effort. So now is a time of choice. Do you want to be a champion or mediocre? Remember, champions are made, not born. You are now at the crossroads of success and average. The choice is up to you. If you feel like you are coming up short, you are probably trying to be like everyone else, doing the same old things. Our great planet is filled with old ideas and people that follow them. Every great champion in history, in inventions, in record-breaking performances, come after someone did something different. In 1954, everyone believed that running a sub-4-minute mile was impossible. A change in thought started on a blustery day in May 1954, when a skinny Oxford medical student named Roger Bannister became the first person to run the mile in less than 4 minutes. The broad outlines of this achievement are well known, how physiologists, doctors, and athletes alike regarded the 4-minute mile as an unbreakable physiological barrier. However, Bannister systematically attacked the record. How he broke the mark by a fraction of a second, earning headlines around the world and lasting fame for what Sports Illustrated later called the single greatest athletic accomplishment of the 20th century. Less well known is what happened in the weeks after Bannister's feat. Another runner, an Australian named John Landry, also broke the 4-minute barrier. In the next season, a few more runners did too. Then they started breaking it in droves. Within 3 years, no fewer than 17 runners had matched the greatest sporting accomplishment of the 20th century. Nothing profound had changed. The track surfaces were the same, the training was the same, and the genes were still the same. The 17 runners had received a clear signal: you can do this too. And the 4-minute mark, once an insurmountable wall, was instantly recast as a stepping stone. Centuries before, people were taught by leading thinkers that the earth is the center of the universe, and the sun revolved around it. It was not until 1543 that Copernicus, followed some years later by Galileo and Kepler, challenged this seemingly ironclad truth. These independent thinkers taught and ultimately proved that the earth was not a stationary body at the center of the universe, but rather a moving planet that revolved around, like all the other planets, around the sun. Today, much like in past centuries, we have been taught to think the wrong way. Our coaches, our parents, our mentors, and even our teachers have told us to think and practice incorrectly. Bad practice creates permanent and bad habits. An example is practice makes, almost all of us would say, perfect. That is what we have been taught over and over again. The truth is, practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Quality and proper practice makes us better. From the earliest stages of our lives, we have been told no, can't, or don't. Positive behavior researchers have found that as much as 77% of everything we think is negative and counterproductive. Medical researchers have found that as much as 75% of all illnesses are self-induced. Further, researchers have found that in an average American home, from the time we are born to the age of 18, we would have been told no or what not to do more than 148,000 times. This is further evidence that practice does not make perfect. Practice makes permanent. The subconscious is a powerful tool that is 90% of the mind. Hence, creating the right muscle memory is critical as it controls our behaviors and actions. As we focus our conscious mind on what we can do, the subconscious is conditioned with positive intelligence. If we allow our conscious mind to be filled with negative, what we can't do, the subconscious will condition negative intelligence. Here's the formula for success. Potential plus training minus interference is what leads to high performance. Let me share a secret. The distance between ordinary and extraordinary is smaller than you think. It's separated by the smallest of margins. Everything in your life exists because you first made a choice about something. Choices are at the root of every one of your results. Each choice starts with a behavior that over time becomes a habit. In essence, you make your choices, and then your choices make you. Our choices are often shaped by our culture and our upbringing. They can be so intertwined in our routine behaviors and habits that they seem beyond our control. Many of our habits and beliefs keep us from moving forward. The difference between becoming incredibly rich, happy, and healthy, or depressed, unhealthy, and broke are the choices you make throughout your life. The fearless mind is the principle of reaping huge rewards from the micro decisions that so many people are unaware of. These micro decisions are the building blocks of our lives. They accumulate and add up over time. What's most interesting about this process is that even though the results are massive, the steps in the moment are really not difficult. Good micro decisions plus consistency plus time equals radical difference. In scientific terms, the 10% of our conscious mind plus the consistency of conditioning the 90% of the subconscious added up over time equals radical improvement, 100% of our mental capacities. Most people don't lead their own lives. They accept their lives. The average human looks without seeing, listens without hearing, touches without feeling, eats without tasting, and moves without physical awareness, and inhales without smelling. There's a story about a man riding a horse, galloping quickly. It appears he's going somewhere very important. A man standing along the roadside shouts, "Where are you going?" The rider replies, "I don't know. Ask the horse." This is the story of most people's lives. They're riding the horse of their habits with no idea where they're headed. In short, the principles I have tested with the world's most successful people are able to make simple and small changes to their lives that in time end up in amazing results. Think about some of the small things you can do right now, from today for the next 6 months. Successful people are almost like other people. Almost. And that is the big difference. They tweak their lives a little bit and make amazing results a reality. Big changes come from taking consistent micro steps. For me, when someone told me that my choice of words, my self-talk, had a major impact on my life, I thought, whatever. I have a strong mind. I'm in control of my outcomes. Then they did a little experiment on me, and I will do the same for you now. I'm sure you're familiar with the Mona Lisa. I want you to visualize the Mona Lisa as good as you can. Get it in your heads. Don't think of the Mona Lisa with a big, bushy, hairy mustache. What happened? I asked you not to picture her with the mustache, but you did. Our minds are not programmed to differentiate between what we can or can't do. The word no doesn't resonate with the mind. It only hears the actions. This is one major area where we have to reprogram ourselves. We need to tell ourselves the things of what we are going to do. If we want to lose weight, telling ourselves not to drink Coke, not to eat a burger, will not help us. In fact, we will see the Coke truck, the sign at McDonald's offering ice-cold Coke, etc., and we'll turn in there. We have to tell ourselves what we're going to do. Drink more water, eat a lean piece of chicken, or walk 2 miles. Proactive words leads to skills that leads to success. There's nothing I want more than to bring you with me to the top. Over the last few decades, I've interviewed leaders, written articles and books, and learned from the best achievers in life and in leadership. I'm happy to share with you some exciting news that I believe will change your life for the better. I'm condensing. I want to reveal my best insights gathered over 2 decades of hard-earned insights to make your journey easy. The training is called The Fearless Mind. I'm often asked what separates successful people from everyone else. In this video series, I'm going to reveal the answers as I've learned them from working decades alongside top leaders, top CEOs, and the greatest innovators and achievers we have ever known. I am passionate about these principles because they have changed my life and the lives of thousands of people, and I know they'll change your life as well. I'd like you to be among the first to learn principles that my private clients normally pay thousands of dollars to learn and apply in their lives and businesses. No matter where you are right now, in this video series, I will show you how to start taking control of your life. You have to work very hard on how you think. Work on what you allow into your brain. I promise you, sitting there staring at the news and thinking the world is messed up is not going to make it any better. Sitting around allowing myself to become jaded by what's going on in the world is not going to do anything but make me dysfunctional. Of all the influences in our lives, our thoughts are the source of wins and losses. Not the economy, not the competition, and not the teams. What's going inside my head is what's going to make or break me. The truth is that you and I do not have any control over the weather or what the government is doing. But people spend the majority of their time on things they can't control. The only thing you have direct control over in this life is yourself, your mindset, your behavior, and your impact on others. Act for yourself and don't be acted upon. Losing is a habit. So is winning. You can make your life amazing, just as long as you identify the small steps and take them day in and day out. No matter what. Aristotle wrote, "We are what we repeatedly do." Change your life today. By having a fearless mind, you can do things you always wanted to do, and then some. By changing your mind, you will change your life, I promise. Do now what the elite do. Take action now. Go here to register, fearlessmind.guru. I'm excited to work with you. Let's become happier, healthier, and higher performing together.